ladies and gentlemen, as you join us on a wonderful Sunday, we are here on the presence of greatness one more time, and fans of the show will realise that the first of my guests, Monster Michael Todd, has gone a little step further for fans of this presentation by trying to blend in with the background. That's it, Mike, with the ugliest background. We've established that this is the ugliest background in any room ever. And Mike now, mate, you blending in. About that, hey?
These are my business colors, man.
Let's have a look,
my whole gym's going to look like this.
What does it say under there? Lift that beard up, son. Let's have a look. Lift up the normal like. Oh, yeah.
See, he likes it all green, like the color of money.
Yeah, that look. In fact,
that's my boy right there.
Hey, Mike, just looking at your T-shirt there, if you look at the second along from your right, I think that is me. Just sit back a bit. I'm pretty sure I can see myself. Yeah, that's definitely me. There, second along from the right. If that ain't me, I don't know what it is. Needs another leg, but other than that, it's good. Ladies and gents, joking aside, we're joined by Monster Michael Todd. He is the reigning and defending super heavyweight hammer holder at the World Arm Wrestling League. It looks like you've groomed yourself up a bit for this episode, Mike, as well. I'm going to say that beard's a bit more kempt and less flyaway. Have you been doing a bit of...
Yeah, finally, with all the restrictions sort of being lifted last Friday, I went and got the beard trimmed up. I don't have the head freshly shaved, but I got the beard nice and trimmed.
So you're all free now there? You're allowed to move about normally?
I mean, we have, like, restaurants are 33 to 50% capacity, but we had our first date night last week, which was cool. Had a nice time. Went out and had it at Rebecca's favorite German restaurant. So, basically, gyms, everything's open back up here, you know.
Nice.
Our county has 4 active cases in our county. That's it.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. Let's get on with introducing the other people on the call. Ladies and gentlemen, regular viewers to In the Presence of Greatness will recognise this man. He hails from Turkey. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest lightweight of all time. And his name is the Enigma of Rage. It's Engin Terzi in the mother fluffing house. Dude, how are you doing?
Good to see you guys. Good to see you.
Still Ramadan? Still can't eat?
No, it's finished, finally. Last 1 month, every program visit, I was out of water for like 15 hours. Now I'm a little bit calmer with water and food, everything, I'm fine.
Mate, anything that keeps you calm is a good thing in my book. That's for sure.
Yeah, I realize it.
You're a fierce competitor and a fierce individual, mate, but we love you calm. And ladies and gents, let's get on to the last person on the call here. You will recognise him. If you've not seen this guy's life story thing as well that we've been doing on him, make sure you check that in. Even if you don't like it, it'll see exactly where the boundaries are for your travel sickness because he never stops moving the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jerry, the Gingerbread Man, the Brokeback Mountain, Cadorette in the mother fluffing house. You can count what he thinks about that name on one hand. Nice. Jerry, your tan's come on since last time I saw you, mate. That's impressive.
Get out here, get my son on in the yard.
Dude, good to have you on the show, Jerry. Good to have you on the show. Lads, how's everybody doing? Engin, tell me about Turkey, mate. How's things over there? All good?
Yeah, everything is getting better, yeah.
Can I just...
You talking about the virus thing?
Well, just generally, mate. I want to say, is that a medal behind you? Because it's a bloody big one.
No, it's not. It's not a medal. No.
Is it a shield, just in case it goes off?
Yeah.
Gets on?
Yeah. I also have sword with me, just in case.
Nice work. Mate, what an uproar after the last show. You know? You
I don't know.
Devin Lara. Scared him off.
Yeah. I realize that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all is okay. You know, the guy is the coolest guy in the world. You know, I love Devin, but you know, I don't know. We just a little bit discussed. That's all, you know.
And you're still not backing about stamina being more important in the main draw competition.
Yeah, because I think we didn't understand each other. He also probably talked about the seeding. You know. Okay. You know whenever you say like seeding, I understand that, you know, it's different thing, you know. But whenever like the draw is, you know, up to computer, then I think I'm right about it.
It really divided opinion. Yes. It was quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Opinion was divided on those shows. But anyway, onwards and upwards. Different topic. We've had some comments sent in, and one of the things that a lot of people seem to be picking up on is that there's a perception, or there's a view, that right now within World Arm Wrestling, it's going to be very, very difficult to establish who is the very best in the world. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about just the heavyweight division or that elite, top 8 super heavyweight. There's a lot of discussion or a lot of questions coming in about, they said, could you ask the guys this? Do you think that in modern era, in the modern times right now, are we going to not be able to ever see who is the very best in the world in any weight class now going forward? And the reasons that are cited there are because of the split between the World Arm Wrestling Federation and the IFA. Obviously, the implications of that have detracted from global events. The one that's talked about a great deal in the messages we have received is the Zloty Tour, as you'd imagine, because it was, I think that's the event that had been sort of cited or noted as being probably viewed as the most difficult tournament in the world. Now, I know opinions vary on that, and we'll get into it.
Okay, can I start by saying, when you said that, because you said that, about the, any weight class, Neil, you and I, we both know that, who are the possible best guys in the world and where they are, And, I respect people. I don't get involved in the politics. I try to not, this split to not to happen. I did my best between PAL and WAF. For 1 month I tried. It didn't work. But, we need to accept the truth that, where just because there is more than one organization, it doesn't mean that, half of the best is here and half of the best are there, The best are where the Russians are, the Kazakhs and the Georgians and this, and we know that up to 90 kilo, I can easily tell you that 90% of the best are in the WAF, We need to accept this. That is the fact, We can't change it. If they were in somewhere else, I would say they are somewhere else, It is not about, I'm not competing in WAF anymore. I'm done. I will maybe pull for fun, but this is the fact. When you see all those, Makarovs and Iraklis and Plaman and Zolev and Sasha and all these guys, that, they are the, best guys from, what was his name? Paul Talbot?
Paul Talbot, yeah.
He was at WAF. He competed 80 kilo. He took 5th place. He did well. But that is the closest they can get, I believe. Near to top 3. But very hard to top 3. They are a little bit out of it, but not like 10th or something. But they are knocking the door for medal. But still, they are the ones in the WAP are the best ones, up to 90 kilo. Yesterday we talked about it, it is people say that if US best are better than the world's best in the super heavyweight or something. It is so unfair, when you compare this. US is one country, talking about the world. Why you compare one country with the 200 countries? You need to compare US best with the Ukrainian best, US best with the Georgian best. And then when you compare this way, maybe the very best one in the world may not be from US. We don't know. In my opinion, is Levan now. But when you compare the best super heavyweights where they are, the US heavyweights are the best in the world. This is easily everyone can say. You can count 5-6 guys easily to be considered as one of the best super heavyweight in the world from US. But when you say about Russia, you will find 2 guys. Georgia, 2 guys. Kazakhstan, 1 guy. You understand? So the best of the most of the best super heavyweights in the world are from US for sure.
Jerry, let's get your take on it, mate, and not just the super heavyweight element, mate. This is on generally. Have we lost you?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you talk?
Yeah, we got you now, mate.
I like how you went after you talked about the best in the world. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the things that you guys talk.
No, it's just Jerry was taking the mick out of you, mate. He heard Devon wasn't coming on, so he figured an easy ride, and he figured that I need to step into that breach and start straight away.
Let me take this real quick, Neil.
Go for it, Michael Todd.
All right, so here's the deal. I believe Jerry will agree with me on this. There are no contracts, there are no leagues that can stop me from going to Jerry's house and pulling, or vice versa. There are no contracts or leagues that can stop me from going to Georgia and pulling 11 without cameras, just to find out myself. So will these matches ever happen under a unification? Currently, in this era, I say not right now. No, there's too many factors, too many things going on, too many contracts, too much money being invested in the athletes and the brands. But I would go pull 11 in his garage for free with no cameras to find out.
That is why people respect you. I respect you. Yeah.
I would just like to know. No one else gets to see it because then I'm in violation of my contract, right? But that's how I see it. And there's nothing stopping that from happening anywhere. And I don't think it's a breach of anything. We're our arm wrestlers. We all do this to find out who's the best. We all train. I believe my chances are good. I saw a post yesterday from Jerry. He thinks his chances will be good against 11 as well. We don't know until we pull. It's easy for people to say, as 100% 11's he's the best in the world, he beat everybody. I will never make that statement about myself because nothing's 100%. I can believe in my ability and think that my chances are very good, but nothing's a fact until it's proven. Sure. So I'm always down to pull. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that match was to happen, if there was a way to make that match happen, in my opinion, currently, since I'm the champ of the WAL, he's the champ of the PAL, that match should draw the most payout, the biggest payout.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It may never happen. And who knows? I may not be the champ at the end of this season. Although I may be the champ. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And today, if the match was set for today, in 2 months you guys are pulling, in my opinion, that should be the largest payout match in today's modern era of arm wrestling.
But try and take out, sorry, Engin, one moment, mate. Try and take out just the super heavyweights. I think the nature of the question is wider than that, guys. So it's not just the super heavyweight thing. Is it possible?
I'm answering the question saying that, no, those matches won't happen in today's era. If they're a PAL contract and a WL contract, those guys aren't going to meet without the exception of us just meeting up in a neutral place and doing it.
Well, looking at it another way, guys, this is another point. Do you think that's ever been possible? Do you think it's ever? Right, if I take it personally and I say, okay, at the time when I was world champion, do I firmly believe in the darkest corner of your mind that you are the very best in the world at your weight? I don't know, maybe on the Tuesday, maybe not on the Wednesday, maybe not on the Friday. I don't know. There's always guys that maybe could. And I think sometimes if you analyse anybody's career, there's always an opportunity for someone to say, oh, this guy could have beat you, that guy could have beat you. And I think there probably will be in all sports at any time. It's very difficult to sort of pin that down. The other thing I would say on that is that if you look back over the history of arm wrestling, there's always been a situation in a number of weight classes where, certainly if we focus on middleweights, so like 90 kilos through to the heavyweights, if John didn't show up, could you ever say you were the best? You know what I mean? For a lot of years. If John didn't go because there was no money up for grabs, can anybody ever say they were really world champion?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Clearly, you can say anything you want because Travis does it all the time. So there's no ramification for saying I'm the greatest when you're not, right? But as far as in my opinion, currently in today's arm wrestling, there's about 5 of us potentially that on any given day could be the best arm wrestler on the planet. That's in my opinion. Depending on how I felt today, how 11 felt today, how Jerry felt today, how Dave felt today, how Vitaly felt, how Devin, whatever. Truman, you never know. There's a handful of guys that on any given day could be the best arm wrestler on the planet.
Yeah.
And I believe over the years, that's always been, relative. Like you said, John Brzezinski was the guy who was the man for a long time. There were eras when Gary Goodrich was better than him. There were eras when Devin beat him. And talking about Devin's reign, although I'm so off topic, guys, and I'm not trying to take this thing. I just want to talk about this. Devin, what he did in London against John and what he did to us that night, back to back to back, probably the most impressive thing I had ever seen in arm wrestling to that date. But that's what made Devin the number one guy in the world. Devin's, from 2008 till now, his matches with elite Eastern Europeans are minimal. And none on the right arm. You know what I'm saying? So he was considered the number one arm wrestler on the planet without beating the best Eastern Europeans right-handed. He never competed against them. Now, I believe he has a good excuse for that because he was in the military, right? So he might be deployed or whatever. But if you look at his legacy, which is spectacular, it's funny to me how we may make an all-time greatest arm wrestler literature. John Brink is clearly the best arm wrestler, greatest arm wrestler of all time because his accomplishments and his legacy and everything he did proves that without question. But people are like, oh, Devin's the best of all time. Well, Devin's a great arm wrestler and he's a great ambassador. But you can't even compare what John did compared to what what Devin did. It's just two different things, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion.
Is there anyone who is comparing them?
Do what?
Is there anyone who are comparing them? They compare Devin and John?
Constantly. I have a best of my greatest in the top 5 greatest of all time YouTube video. Probably got 160,000 views or something, and 80% of the people who comment say that I'm an idiot and Devin should be the greatest of all time. So I'm like, you guys clearly are brand new to the sport and don't have any idea what you're talking about.
This is the thing. Okay, I want to say something. You know, the problem, like for 6-7 years, I have been away from the internet, social media, about arm wrestling. Maybe if you guys remember, during the time of the Northeast Message Board, I was very active. You know, all the time I was with arm wrestling. But then I was away. I was more involved with the politics and things, you know. And then I realized that people who knows, they were quiet. People who didn't know were talking. And then I realized that they actually overpowered. The ignorance overpowered the knowledge. This is what I realized. So, of course, everyone can have an opinion, but, you know, people who have been through everything, you know, I mean, their opinion weighs unknown guys comes and then makes an all-time best list. Like, I mean, I am shy to do that because 1980s, I don't know a lot. I need to ask people who were there, what were there, you understand? Even 1990s, some part of the early 1990s, what happened in U.S., we need to know. We need to talk with people to say that. But a newcomer fan just comes and they say, okay, this is top 5 ever. This guy, and then or top 10, he says, and 80% of his list is from today's Armwrestlers. And then the past was like all of them like weak guys, and there was no strong guys in this. So this is what I am saying, that, you know, people, we need to, this shows that Neil Dewey is a great thing by, you know, letting people who knows, like Jerry, people who knows like you, to talk and then educate the people. When I say educate, I don't say that fans are ignorant, but they don't know. Just because they don't know, it's not their fault, but we need to tell them what it is. And like whenever I wrote that Jerry Cadorette 2 times competed the WAP championships and he won both of them, people were like, what? Jerry competed WAP? They don't even know. He came and he crashed both competition. I was there, you understand? But people don't know that. They just think that Jerry is someone that, you know, only staying in U.S. and just never meet the Eastern guys or something. This is what I wanted to say. But if we tell them, they will learn. But if we don't tell them, they will never know.
Let's bring Jerry in at this point. Jerry, obviously, for those people who aren't familiar with you, mate, you've been competing in this sport for 30 years. And throughout that period of time, it's been at the elite level, mate. You've competed against the best guys in the world, often the person who was seen as or perceived as the very best in the world. You've got wins on those people. You've got wins on John Brzenk, for example, which is something, you know, most people can't claim to have. It's an extremely significant accolade. Probably, I know that if I'd ever got a win on John Brzenk, I would prize that above any World Championship gold medal. I don't know about you, Engin. If you beat John Brzenk,
does it depend on when you beat John?
I suppose.
Like, can you say, like, if you beat John in 2014, 2013, does it weigh as heavy as the time that, you know, John Brzenk was competing in 90s and, you know?
To be honest, I wasn't really considering it like that, mate, because when I was competitive, it was pre-2006, really. I effectively gave up the sport. So every time pre-2006, John was always relevant. I mean, you can say that he was on a low. To be fair, in 2004, he was on a bit of a low path. But prior to that, he'd always been very much relevant. So if you got a win on John Brzenk, if I had a win on John,
it depends on time.
Really high. You know, it'd be like for me.
If he competes top 8 now, and then somebody beats him, like, do you think that
no, not at all, mate. He's retired
It depends, It depends on when, If John was, like claiming that he is the best, if you beat that guy, then you say that you beat that guy.
Jerry's wins on John. When Jerry's wins, to be absolutely clear to everybody out there watching the show.
Where was it? Jerry, where was it? You beat him?
What's that?
You beat him? When was it?
I beat him
at Superman and his beach.
Where was it?
I beat him a few times. The one time was for the first UAL championship. Another time was in Tahoe, and another time was when. Oh well, that one don't count. The last one was when me and Michael and John got put in the same meet. It was for a bunch of money.
Oh, don't start with that one. Todd will be off. There's some stories there, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, we'll change the subject.
Yeah.
Okay, when you beat John in Tahoe, when you beat John in Tahoe, you actually won the event, or you beat him once?
No, I won.
You won okay.
He won the class below.
Okay. You've seen
it's
the
impressive.
Supermat,
it's impressive.
Yeah.
What's that?
Have you not seen the Supermat in the UAL?
Between Jerry and him? No.
You need to check that out, man.
When was it?
May 2000, June 2010, I think.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah.
Have that. See that? Date, time. Tell you what either one was wearing, and he knew what coloured socks.
It was the same weekend as your Mighty Quest event, and I could remember my arm was blown apart. Maybe it might have been July. It might have been July 2010.
Don't be doing that now. I've just picked you up on the sock colour thing.
Either way, I'm awesome. But yeah, so it was the same weekend as your Mighty Quest, so I couldn't make it because I was flying a buddy pass through John, couldn't make it to your event. So then I was going to use the same buddy pass and try to go out there and just pull right-handed with my left arm in the sling thing, But I couldn't get on a plane that way either. So yeah, then I watched Jerry do.
You know, I love about that. He said it's the same weekend as your Mighty Quest, like I knew. Like I have a clue when I ran Mighty Quest. You asked me when that was? I don't know. I ain't got a clue. Do I know? Hey, my mind's like a sieve. Only the other day I claimed that Alex Zubko never beat me in his life. There's a story there as well. It was on the left arm, not the right, and that's a different thing. But in my mind, dude never beat me. 100% convinced of that. Apparently he did. Amazing. Clearly I'm sitting out.
When was the Tahoe event with John? Was that Pro-Am Nationals?
It was Tahoe. It was either Tahoe or Reno. It was a long time. It was probably around 2000.
I'm sure it was that Pro-Am Nationals that Denise and Leonard held at the Tahoe Billboard.
With Denise and
Yeah, so that one, the 2010 one was the most recent outside of the 2014 UAL8. But the Tahoe one, that would have been to answer your question, Engin, that would have been more in the time frame when John was dominant. And very well.
If you do that,
different decades.
If you do that, it's just. I mean, I only have seen them playing once live. It was the 2000 Harley-Pool. It was a long match. I think you beat Dave Randall, but John beat you like after 2 minutes or something, and then you get tired, and then Dave Randall beat you. I think he had the final with him, as far as I remember. But because you get so tired.
I classed at that Harley Pool, and it was a weird class. It was like a 253 class or something, and it was probably the last time I was that light. But
253. Who the hell came up with that?
I don't know. It was weird. I still have the vest. It's hanging in my garage, I think. But I got a leather vest in my class, and then we went in the overall, and like Engin said, it was a good meet.
Didn't you win the
first? But that's not true.
What's that?
That is not true. That it was the last time you get lights.
I won the first 2 Arnold Classics.
Yeah, you got the Arnold Classic belt and stuff, the weightlifting belt.
Hanging in my garage too.
Cool.
Jerry, you remember wrong about it. It was the last time you get that lights. because it was the spring 2000. You were 253, but the same year at the World Championships you were 242.
Oh yeah.
Virginia Beach.
You're right.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
You're like an idiot over there with the knowledge, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, Michael, why do you think we have Michael and him on the show? I mean, Jesus, we wouldn't invite Michael on. Have you seen his room? Nobody'd have him on the show. If it
I like the green behind Jerry better than the green behind Michael.
So now
I'll tell you what, some of the stuff that he comes out with is just callous.
I mean, I thought he liked me. You know, he didn't like Devin. Now Devin's gone. He's going to pick on me.
Well,
no. Yesterday I did an interview with Yanis and Raymond did with Levan. He has huge respect for you, Michael.
Big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. The next In the Presence of Greatness series will be recorded on the 7th of June. Mm-hmm. We will be joined by Levan Saganashvili.
Holy crap, really?
Wow.
Really, Michael?
Oh, he was part of the show?
Yes, he's coming on, 7th. I was speaking to him yesterday.
Oh, interview or with the Presence of Greatness?
In the Presence of Greatness, he's coming on.
Oh, okay.
7th, yeah, he's coming on.
Who's the translator?
He's got somebody.
Oh, okay.
Jerry's going to do it. You're all right with Russian, aren't you, Jerry? You can do that.
Very fluent.
I was watching the Voice of Armwrestling the other day where Engin was they were interviewing Arsene Lilia and they had Raymond and Giannis Amalin and Engin sitting there like, I can't understand anything you are saying.
They are speaking Russian with each other, yeah.
Do you know what my favourite bit of that show was, Engin?
Mm-hmm.
I love the way at the beginning you project with every fibre of your being just how much of a fan of this sport you are. Because it's like, right, Arsene, here we are. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And you like go, Hurr! And drill out like 20 questions in like 60 seconds. And Raymond's has to dive in and go, Engin, dude, calm it down, son. One at a time.
No, those are fan questions. I was just saying, like, this kind of questions they are asking. But, you know, I really did my best to provocate him about the Laletin, you know. But, you know, and now I even started a poll in the group that, you know, he is underdog, heavily underdog against Laletin. And he follows the page, but I even told him that just check the page, you know, see the poll, you know. I'm still trying to provocate him. At the end of the program, today I think he will be on, he told me that, Engin, you are the only person that can bring back me to arm wrestling, because I get in his head, you know. I said, Laletin would kill you. Laletin would beat you. He would just hold you and look at your face like, okay, you beat 100 kilo Laletin, but not the 125, 30 kilo Laletin that, you know, he would crack your wrist, you know. And now, maybe he will be back, you know.
I mean, there's a couple of clips that have come out recently. They seem to like, you know how they do the rounds, they recommend a clip and it'll say, oh, we're going to come back to that question in a minute as well, Jerry, that we started asking and then didn't finish at all when we started talking about John and Engin asked for verification, because it's illegal to say he beat John in Engin's life. But we'll be back to that, so hold that thought. But there's a couple of clips coming up, and one of the best ones ever came up this morning. It was recommended to me. And it was Engin's Istanbul event where he invited Travis over to pull Arsene Liliev. And it was clearly just at the point in his career where Travis had a tapeworm and he dropped like 50 pounds. I'll tell you when it was. It was when Michael had Travis and Ryan Espy on Visalis Shakes, right? And both of them dropped half their body weight. Travis showed up in Istanbul weighing. What did he weigh?
Probably 230, probably.
He looked really lean.
Maybe 230, 240 maybe.
You took them to that place where they had the, like, incredible background. Like, neon background. It was amazing, that, mate. And Travis, after round one, you see that look break on his face. He loses round one, hits into a brick wall, and you see him look to the camera like, oh, what am I in? What am I in with?
Okay, I have a question for you guys. What do you guys think then? Did Travis underestimate Arsene, or did Travis come just to take the money and go?
He came to just get the money and go, in my opinion.
This is my opinion too, yeah. Because you cannot underestimate Arsene that much.
No.
Travis is no interest.
He got guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? We all know Travis.
But it wasn't right thing to do, because we really expected a good fight there, Yeah.
Right, Engin. There's two types of people in this sport, right? Now, you're one type of person. Mm-hmm. And you're the type of person that, as you've clearly talked, when we're doing your live stream, and you say, "Look, mate, I don't do losing," and your career clearly illustrates that you're not comfortable with the concept of losing, right? That is not what you do.
This is how I was raised when I was a kid, but then I learned later. Later I learned.
I remember
injuries they teach me,
Well, you told me. I can't remember which World Championships it was, but you got second.
Yeah.
And you screwed up your arm, and you were led in the bath, angry as hell. At your arms because they got second. You were disgusted, and you didn't want to go home. And that's you. That's what made you a winner.
Yeah, I wanted to cut my arms there.
Yeah, I wanted to cut my arms off because they didn't work. That's what we're dealing with. Yeah. Travis is like the Antichrist of that. He's not overly bothered about whether he won or lost.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get paid to do it? If he got paid to lose, he'd be relatively comfortable with that.
You would say this to Travis's face and he wouldn't get bothered?
He's coming on the show in 10 minutes. Bet your ass I'll see it to his face.
You'll ask him that.
But he'll tell me, mate.
Travis would openly admit it.
He absolutely no problem with saying that to Travis. He's on the next show, guys.
And
tune in. Not a problem.
Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did to him?
$5,000 to win and $5,001 to lose. He will be happy losing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I did to him? Because I knew this. I wrote him on Skype that, Travis, the match that I flashed you at the Harley-Pool Overalls, if you have that match, please I will give you $100 and I will put on social media, I said. And he said that, he didn't have it, but it didn't disturb him, me to ask this. That,
I'm sure that somewhere within Travis's being, he doesn't like losing.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, I will open another subject. Did you see the video today that, I think, Michael, you were there in 90 kilo, Arnold Classic 2004. That was only a few months, because in December it was the WAF Wars. And then maximum 3 months later, Marcio is beating both Greg Boyce, 2002 WAF champion, and Travis, 2003 world champion. And Travis won his previous matches easy, while Marcio had worse.
Marcio almost lost to Brian Brandon.
Brandon
had his wrist folded back.
Yeah.
Awards with Greg Boyce in the hook.
Yeah, both of them were worse.
Travis twice.
Yeah, and then Travis 3 months ago beating Alexei Voivoda. Travis didn't look like, very determined, to win that event, but we can't make such an excuse as long as he's healthy. So, what do you understand from all this?
How much money was there for the win?
At the WAF, there was no money when he beat Alexei Voivoda. Not that time. Today, Travis, yes. But that time, it was all about glory.
If you listen to Travis tell his life story, who was it? Was it Bob? Who's
DeBorto. DeBorto.
DeBorto paid him money and covered his expenses to come compete. So Travis went to WAF. You know what I'm saying?
But he paid him money. He didn't say that if I will gonna give you the money if you win. He said, I'm gonna give you money if you go there.
Oh, no, I got you. Yeah, so the winning part, but he did say that he was prepping for David Randall. I'm beating David Randall. That was the strongest he'd ever been. So he's like, I'll take the money. I'll go see what I can do. But you're right. He could have just got the same money if he would have lost.
$5,001.
What I'm getting at is that Travis was already prepared for that, because as Mike said, he prepped for Dave Randall and he was rock strong anyway. The fact that he was at that time, one of the focuses was around the pulling John thing, and he was trying to So he was very, very prepped and very, very ready.
He shouldn't go to Arnold when he was the current world champion and lose there. I think it doesn't,
Savan Matosian's got that footage. It just didn't make the show.
He's got the footage of my meet with him, too.
Oh, yeah. Yours was supposed to be on there, wasn't it?
Yeah, $15,000. The whole crew was there.
We need to pick that up. Just joking aside, right? Because while we're on here, I consider myself a really, really good cheat. Michael, top 5 cheats ever in the history of the sport. I mean, he nearly lost his hammer when we were at the last tournament, and if he had lost it, he was going to just leave. I had to go over and say, dude, you can't just leave the arena. We know that Jerry can cheat his ass off, because when that match with Travis, you want to see, if anybody out there, you know, we talk about learning techniques, we talk about learning the nuances, the angles, the positions. You want to learn how to cheat? Check out Jerry Cadorette versus Travis Bacon.
My God. Arm wrestling was a thing.
How much money was there? How much money was on the table? 10,000? 15,000. Wow. And who won there? You won there, right, Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, every angle of the cheating masterclass is covered. Referee intimidation, tick. Elbow off the table, tick.
From both sides or only Travis?
Both of them. Have you seen that match?
I say, yeah. I remember. Travis's elbow from backside and Jerry's elbow from front side. Yeah,
oh my word, that's some serious cheating going on in there. Now then, a lot of great arm wrestlers, and when Travis comes on, we'll pick this.
We will talk about it.
We'll talk about this.
Let's go back to the question you was asking Jerry, so we can finish this episode up.
Let's do it. So because we really do, because Travis is coming in a moment. So Jerry, to cover this fan question, when you look back at the 30 years that you've been in this sport, okay? Do you think there's ever been a time where across the weight categories you could categorically state that whoever was the champion in that weight was definitely unequivocally the man?
I don't know. I mean, I always felt pretty good, you know, when I would go, and when I won, I felt like I was on top, and then, but you never knew. Like, I would say that there's so many uncertainties. We had people that were from, no one would come out unless there was a lot of money. And back then there wasn't a lot of money up on meets, you know, so I think that was one of the problems. And then as you saw, remember, we're going back in the day when we would rely on flyers coming to the house, and then it was emails, and then, you know, the internet was, you were at a dial-up speed. But I think that the sport lacked a lot of money out there to make it so, like myself, like I'd want to go and travel over to wherever, right? And maybe Europe, maybe Russia, maybe wherever it may be. But I was, I don't know, I guess to answer your question, no, I think that I always felt that the super heavyweight was the strongest guy, you know, and that would be the number one guy overall.
But do you think if you were a middleweight in 1996 and you won the WAF Worlds at middleweight, that you were definitely the man? Or do you think there was potentially other guys somewhere else that could have beat you?
John Brzezinski was alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was saying, I don't think that there was ever one single meet where we had all the talent come out. So how can you say that you were definitely the best if, you know, John didn't show up? And I mean, and you bring up 96, I was there. I won my class in 96. Mm-hmm. I watched Bill Brzezinski pull. You know, where was his brother John? And then Bill had an absolute war with the championship.
Georgian Erector.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, he was absolutely amazing. You know, and it was a great match. You know, and then people that we thought were going to be dominant ended up like Gabe Accardi went there, and I thought Gabe was going to walk through and win, and he got smoked. And then Cobra got beat. You know.
Cobra wasn't there.
Cobra was there in 2000, wasn't he?
And he won.
Yeah, was there in 2000.
There was only two people that were right-handed for 1996 from the U.S., and it was me and
Bill. And the left arm, Eric Wolfe.
No, right-handed, I meant Engin.
Right.
Yeah, you're
right-handed, yeah, right-handed, only two.
Eric did win the Supers left-handed.
Yeah.
But not right-handed.
True. And, you know, it was a very, very close match. You know, there was some referee decisions. Even the Bill Brzezinski, you know, was almost losing. I think something happened there.
He lost the first time, didn't he? He lost on the way to the final.
Yeah, he lost one match, and then foul happened, and many things happened, and then Bill Brzezinski. But it was very close match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eckler was strong.
Yeah.
Really, really strong. Rock solid. So I think hopefully that's covered off that question. I mean, the big thing is, people saying that now there's no defining tournament in the world. And we will come back onto this in the next episode, but I think the biggest thing that people are upset about there is the difference between the World Championships under IFA versus the World Championships under WAF. And
do you believe this? Do you believe this? I respect everyone, but did you look at the results of both championships? I respect, I love Astro, and it is not politically. I look at the results, I saw like 5 Polish guy or 7 Polish guy or some 4 Sweden guy, and this and that. I respect them, but in one class there was a lot from one country, and the truth, I don't think that any of them could make even top 3 at WAF Championship. We know them, they have been competing,
I think the WAF Championships is without doubt still
the
most.
Yeah, unless Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Russia left, then we can say that. When you go to the World Championships, Kazakh, Georgia, Russia, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Turkey, and countries like this. If you go there, beat them and win there, that is something that hardness, I respect all of them, but we know the truth, we know the truth. If you want to win the World Championship, you need to go there, beat the Zole, beat the Sasho, these guys, and then this is where you prove yourself. But when you start
I think the impact, mate, is that the biggest impact is on the ladies' middleweight classes, if I'm honest. Because you've got superpower of ladies, Sweden, that isn't in attendance now at the World Arm Wrestling Federation. Outside of that, in most of the male categories, I do genuinely believe that WAF is the hardest tournament in the world to win.
Most of the countries in the world, but when you compare 2 competition, 2 federation, then I think all of them, except a few classes that you said in the female classes, like Malin won the World Championships in WAP and then she left. And now Sarah Beckman is, I think, coming back, but still, other side is also good too. There was Larina, Katarina, and
the Russian girls are rock strong.
Gladkaya, and how is the other one, the taller one?
Nikishiva.
Those are top girls. Also the Gabriela, 80 kilo. Yeah, those are very, very tough.
Sarah go against Gabrielle again.
Yeah, that would be. Sarah looks like she's coming back, really, really strong.
Very,
I think she's lighter now, probably.
Yeah.
She's lighter, probably. A little bit.
Yeah. So
Gabrielle 1 kilos right now, I think.
Personally, I'd like to see Egla Kate with Gabby.
They pull it. Zloty.
That was like 3 years ago.
Egla won.
I want to see it now.
Egla won,
Right.
But I think one match Gabriela won, I think.
Yeah.
I think even Irina Makeyeva versus Gabriela would also be a great one, because I saw that match from the A1, and Irina is very easily beating Gabriela there. And I was very surprised.
Irina, and Irina says if she comes back to arm wrestling, I'll be the first guy she calls, and it's on. But right now, she's not involved in arm wrestling and has no plan to be involved in arm wrestling.
And how about Egle?
Egle is interested and would do the match.
Egle versus Gabriela would be the best match in the world right now.
And that's the one I'm going for, brother. That is the one I'm going
for.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode of In the Presence of Greatness. Now, if there's any keen-eyed viewers out there, just before we wrap this thing up, see if you can spot whether the grass behind Jerry Cadorette grows at all, or whether the beard on Monster Michael Todd grows at all. Because all we're going to do is literally finish this show, take the mickey out of these guys a little bit, and add in Travis the Beast Bajan. If you do like what we do here, guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure you send Christmas cards to Engin. And we will see you all back on here very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, till that time, take it easy, peeps.